I think I'll head over to get you tomorrow at around 10 a.m. or so. Does that work for you?
I'm so anxious about everything right now that I'll be awake bright and early tomorrow, so you bet that time will work for me.
Well, that's not an answer that makes me think that things are okay there.
Well, I'm finally going to get to meet your mom after you asked for my hand in marriage. And asking me not to get nervous about meeting her now is like asking a fish not to swim.
I'm sorry about that. I really wanted to come and meet your parents first to talk about all of this.
And I'm sorry that my parents are always so busy and never seem to have the time to come around us. I'm worried right now whether this gift that I've got to bring to your mom is even enough or not. Do you think I should bring some other stuff as well?
I said you'll be alright. You bought some stuff for my mom that she likes, and getting a ton of things for her would be too much since she lives by herself now. She wouldn't even be able to eat all of those chocolates, right?
I get that, but...
I think you'll be just fine, Mindy. Now, there's something I'd like to ask you. And if you don't want to do it, you can just say no to me, okay?
You have something else to ask of me? What do you need?
Well, actually, before you come over to see my mom again, well, my mom is asking to talk with you over the phone.
What do you mean?
Well, she told me to give her your number, and so... Well, you're gonna be seeing her again tomorrow, so if she really wants to talk with you, there's always tomorrow. But it seems she really does have something she wants to ask you over text or something.
I wonder what she wants to ask me. Well, I guess I don't really care if she has my number or not.
I didn't get to hear everything from her, but I think she wants to talk with you about having you make lunch for us tomorrow, so that might be what this is all about. She might be asking you if you have any preferences on what to cook and things like that.
I guess I'd be the same if I had something to ask about before meeting up. But I'm sure she already knows about the kinds of foods I like and what I can cook, right?
Well, I guess you'll just have to wait and see what this is all about. You okay with talking to her then?
I think I'll be fine. I'm sure she'll need my number anyway, since we'll probably start to talk even more now that she knows that I'm your fiancé. And of course, after we marry, she'll want to stay updated about us.
Well, she does have a lot of time on her hands ever since my dad passed away and left her all this money, as well as some of the money I give her every month, so I just want to tell you right now that if she finds out you do have a lot of time to be on your phone, she'll start texting and calling about everything. You sure you're gonna be alright with that?
Stop trying to make it seem as though she'd never stop talking to me. I'm sure I'd rather be able to talk to her when I need to, rather than never be able to talk to her at all. And I doubt she's going to be as crazy as you think.
Fair enough. And you love to communicate with others, so I guess there was no stopping you from wanting to talk to my mom.
Well, that's just my thing, making sure that I have all my bases set through asking and confirming.
Well, I'll go let her know your number and then the two of you can start chatting. If there are ever times you're too busy to respond to her or she just starts to get a bit annoying, just let me know. I'll handle it. I just want you to know that you don't have to be on the phone with her all the time, okay?
Thank you.
Oh, and one other thing. If she does say anything you don't like, please be sure to let me know about it right away.
Does something I don't like?
I think things will be alright between you two, but, well, that's at least what I want to think. Actually, when it comes to my mom, she really loves judging people based off their education.
Based off their education?
Well, even though he's not around anymore, my dad graduated from Harvard. And as for my mom, she's from an all-female school in the UK where she graduated from while her parents were living over there. So she's always going on about what kinds of degrees people have and about where they've gone to school. I was actually very lucky to have her as a parent because, well, she made sure I was able to go to a really good high school. And then after that, to an amazing university and everything, without even having to test into them.
Is that so?
Really, I did want to go to the same school as my friends, but, well, she ended up having a path already laid out for me, so there was not much else I could do about it.
Well then, am I going to be okay?
Well, I told her that you are a lot like my dad, so I think she won't hold too much against you. Well, that's what I want to believe, but I think she'll refrain from saying anything to you over that pretext. I'm sorry if what I've talked about has caused you any worries.
No worries, I'll be alright. After all, she's your mom and she birthed and raised you, right? So I doubt she'd be the kind of person to only judge me based on my education and would be much more open-minded towards me just like you've been.
Thank you so much for saying something like that.
And if she does mention anything about my past, well, I'll just explain everything around it to her.
I'm glad you have confidence, Mindy. Now, I'm gonna give my mom your number, okay?
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you, Mindy. This is Richie's mom, and you can call me Lorraine. I understand that the both of us will be meeting again for what seems like the first time in such a long time, so I'm sorry for texting you the night before. I am assuming that this is your number, Mindy? Nice to talk to you again, Lorraine. And thank you for allowing me the chance to finally come and meet you for lunch tomorrow after all this time. And thank you for taking your time to contact me the day before. Well, there are some things I'd like to ask you before having you come out to meet me. So I made sure to ask my son over and over again to give me your number. I'm not catching you at a bad time, right? Not at all. I'm happy to be able to talk with you right now. And so, what's this that you'd like to ask me about? Tomorrow, we'll all be getting together to have lunch and talk, correct? I've been thinking of ordering sushi for lunch. There's a very famous sushi restaurant just down the road that I can ask to bring us some great food. But I wanted to ask and make sure you're okay with raw fish. Oh, thank you so much. I love eating sushi. Well, that's wonderful to hear. But I have to ask, weren't you planning on having me cook lunch for all of us tomorrow? Well, I just decided on having sushi instead for lunch so that I didn't stress you out with this visit all too much. And this was only one of my questions for you. Only one of them? What I really have been wanting to ask you, we'll talk about right now. You are aware that both my husband and my son are Harvard alumni, right? That's right, and I'm well aware of that. My husband is no longer with us anymore, but he graduated from one of the best universities in the U.S., and right after he graduated from there, he began to create a large group of companies that he managed, and then later brought me into his life to become his housewife. So you are well aware that when it comes to someone, the one and only thing you can judge everything about them based off of is their education, right? I suppose you can judge someone pretty well based off their education. My son is in the same boat now, graduating from Harvard and landing himself a job that pays him very, very well. He even makes enough to send me an allowance every month. Of course, I'm able to live very easily with the money my husband left for me after passing away, but Richie has been thinking a lot about my future and said that I shouldn't try to use up all that money so quickly. I've heard from Richie that he's sending you money every month. He really is such an amazing son. He sure is. I was really worried about what would happen with everything after my husband passed, but now that Richie is sending me money, I should even be able to live off of just that amount for the rest of my life. You can tell just by how wonderful my son is that me birthing and raising him was without any flaws. Without any flaws? You're talking about Richie, right? I tried a whole lot of things with that boy ever since he was a little guy, and after making him go to a private high school and then off to Harvard, I can say that he is my little masterpiece. I heard from him that you made sure he went to all the schools you wanted him at. My husband is from Harvard after all, right? And I might not have come from Harvard, but my school is international, so I can still brag about it, right? You both have graduated from very amazing schools, correct? That's right! In England, everyone would call the college I went to the College of Princesses. So not only is it well known over there, but it's viewed as a school with quite an image of luxury and fine education. But it's not just my husband and I that graduated from college, but all our parents as well. So I really do have a bias towards schooling, even after high school. But we can just say that's all in my genes, and it'll be in my son's genes as well. In his genes as well? So this is why I want my son to date a woman with a history in education, and I want him to marry a woman that is from some higher education, and I want him to have kids with her that are all as smart as him and his wife are. I see. And so that's why, starting now, I have some very important things to ask you. Can you please tell me what university you graduated from? I understand that this might come as a heartbreaking surprise to you, but I never graduated from any university. What? What does that mean? Are you trying to tell me that you never graduated from anywhere like Harvard or a school like mine? I'm sorry, but I've never been to any sort of high-level university like the ones you've mentioned. But you've at least gone to and graduated from a school overseas, right? No, actually, the last level of education I graduated from was middle school. Middle school? You have to be kidding me right now. Why would a person like that be going out with my son right now? No frickin' way. This all has to be some kind of twisted joke, right? I know for a fact that recently young women like you just love to be sarcastic and make jokes such as this one. No, this is not a joke. You and my son met within his company, and that's where you both started dating, right? That's what both Richie and you have told me in the past. And as we've said, we did meet inside the company. But you'd have to have a pretty decent education to be working in the same company as my son, right? So tell me how a middle school graduate could have ended up there. And I'd love to explain all of that in detail to you right now. Don't tell me you have ties within that company and were brought in through the back door. The back door? Well, there are things like that, right? Companies need to start hiring more women, and so they do it only for their image, right? Either that, or you have some kind of friend running the place and they brought you in without you ever having to take an interview. I bet that friend of yours knew about Richie and you've been wanting to marry him. So your friend allowed you to start working within the company only so that you could get him and then leave as soon as you're both married, right? I cannot believe what I'm hearing. My son, who I've put so much blood and sweat into, is being carried off by some idiot of a wretched woman. Hold on for one moment, Lorraine. Allow me to explain everything to you. Stop talking to me right now. I don't even want your phone number anymore. I want you to forget about ever having the chance to marry my son, okay? I did not raise my son to marry someone who's never graduated from college and thinks that it's fine to work at a high-level company only to get to my son. Could you please stop saying that about me? I understand that I only ever graduated from middle school, but there is a very important reason for all of that. No matter what kind of excuse you give me for that, it doesn't change that you have no education. You are a middle school graduate, and that's all. My son was so good with his studies back in the day, but I guess he was a weak spot for women like you. The girl he was dating before you was the same deal, telling me she had no plans of going to college, and so I told her to get lost and that she'd never have a chance to marry my son. Huh? Never get a chance to? My husband and I both come from elite backgrounds, and we made sure to make lots of powerful friends to help us raise our boy into a man that would be able to do anything. So when we finally said to him that he could start dating, we told him all the women he brings home only get one chance to impress us. Well, can you let me explain what's going on here so that you'll be impressed with me? No, I will not. I don't want to talk with a middle school graduate like you any longer. You'll only start to make me more stupid, so I have to leave before that happens. And know that your marriage to my son is no more, please. Just give me a chance. Think about your son's happiness and let me explain what's going on here. I told you that you weren't going to get married to my son, right? I haven't even bothered getting that sushi I said I'd order for lunch, so get lost. I can't believe that a middle school graduate is even in our house right now. If my husband knew about this, he'd be appalled. I came here to have a word with you. Well, I don't want any of your words. But if you do this to me, you're not only going to be tossing me out, but your own son as well. Well, maybe next time you shouldn't be coming into my house like this after I've told you to stop trying to marry my son. Richie is upset with you as well right now, though. He's only a child still, so he has no idea about the intentions I have. I'm sure as he continues to grow up, he'll understand everything here. Not only was he surprised about how you wouldn't listen to me, but the fact that you didn't listen to him either before throwing that bucket of water all over me. He's furious now. Well, you deserve to be drenched in cold water like that since you never took the time to take life seriously by getting a proper education. Are you really going to try and end all of this without ever listening to either one of us? There is nothing I want more than to have you shut up and leave my sons and my life at once. Do you really think my ears have the patience to listen to you? I am not interested in you anymore. You are nothing more than trash in this society, and such trash is not welcomed here. You're going to regret all of this then. The only one that's going to regret anything is the one that's missed her chance to marry my bright and wealthy son. You'd never be able to last long anyway with a Harvard alumni like my son. Now stop with all this nonsense and leave my son right now. You'd want me to leave him even though he's my employee? Huh? What are you talking about? Your employee? There's no way in hell he's your employee, right? If anything, you should be his employee, and even then I wouldn't believe it. When I say that he's my employee, I mean that as in he's one of the workers I've hired to work for me. And so far he's done everything to make sure that the work I give him is done correctly and on time. And, well, since he's so good at working for me, it's almost like he's working with me, so maybe I should call him my partner more than anything else. You've employed him? What? What do you mean? Are you finally going to listen to what I have to say now? Explain all this crap to me right now. Why the hell is my son your employee and not the other way around? Well, it's just as I've said. The company that Richie is currently employed at is the company that I'm the CEO of. CEO? Stop playing around with me. No way in hell is a middle school graduate smart enough to own their own company. I actually started working a job of my own in elementary school. And recently, it's not that strange to see younger and younger kids making money through things like YouTube and other services, right? You had a job when you were in elementary school? I do think that studying is a very important part of all our lives, but when thinking about things like high school and later college, I figured that growing my own business would be far more beneficial. So after starting my own company in middle school, I focused more on expanding it than working on homework and such. And when I was finally out of middle school, I chose to test out of high school and then worked full-time making sure my company took off. Excuse me? In my case, my family had been running a business of their own already, so being around them helped me better understand the business world. Are you telling me that my son is currently working for a company whose CEO has been working since elementary school? Actually, that company is long gone now. I sold it to someone else when I was only 11 years old. You sold it? Correct. I sold it when I was 11 to someone who said they could get better use from it. I was even able to sell it for a decent amount of money. So I used the money from that company to start a newer and better company for myself in middle school. Hold on for just 1 second, Mindy. What the hell is this? Something about all of this makes it seem as though you are actually capable of running your own company. Well, when you say it like that, I suppose I am saying all of this like I'm capable. And that's because I am, and I have all the proof to show for it. And not just within my current company, but from all the success I've had from it. As of right now, I own a penthouse in one of the taller towers downtown, and it's got 3 bedrooms in it. A penthouse with 3 bedrooms? Tell me how much money you're making with that job. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you all of that since you don't want to talk much with a middle school graduate like me. Just know that I'm able to employ a lot of workers within my company, and in return I gain a lot of money from the work they give me. I'm sorry that you happen to care so much about everyone's education and judge them based off of only that one part of their life. Since I only ever made it to middle school, it must hurt you so much to see me making off better than your own pride and joy, right? Well, it's too bad I can't explain anything more about this since you wouldn't want to listen anyway. No, wait a second. The only reason I was judging you so much based off being a middle school graduate is because I thought you were after my son's money. What should I say about this? I didn't know you had a company of your own, and that's why I said so many things like that. Well, you made it pretty clear to me that you didn't want to listen to what I had to say about my company. Well, that's just because I had the wrong idea of you, just the wrong idea. I was so looking forward to getting to know my fiancé's mother even more, to the point that I was jumping out of my chair when we first started to text the other day. I assumed that since you were the one to raise such a loving and amazing boy, you'd be just as loving as him. Well, I suppose I just had my hopes up a little too much. You didn't even want to give me the chance to talk to you in person about myself, and I've lost the excitement I had the other day. So I believe the 2 of us will be going now. Such a shame, since I was looking forward to this day. Hold on for 1 minute. I'll go out and get that sushi for all of us. Do you both think you can stay for a little while longer so we can relax and talk? How does that sound? We should both take some time to sit and talk about ourselves a bit more, since we both seem to have the wrong idea of one another. Richie's telling me that he wants to go, so I'm going to follow him out, okay? Good day to you, Lorraine. Hold on. Mindy! When I saw your full name, I was thinking that you might be pretty famous, and, well, after looking into it more, you really are quite an amazing person, right? And when talking about yourself, you really are a beautiful young woman. So your education and such doesn't mean anything to me now, after looking at the wonderful woman you are, both on the inside and outside. And when it comes to men, of course they care more about looks than about your actual education, right? I don't think you have to talk to me anymore, Lorraine. We are both well aware now that your son told you he was cutting ties to you, right? No, wait a moment! I just wanted to talk to you today about how amazing of a person you really are. I'm sorry, but I can see that you're just trying to get to Richie through me. But you won't be able to, because not even I want to talk to you anymore. Please don't say such heartless things to me. We are going to become in-laws really soon, right? You're going to become my daughter-in-law really soon, so you shouldn't have to say things like that about me, right? So let's both work together to fix things within our family so that we can all go back to being happy and loving with one another. Let's begin fixing things right now. I'm not going to become your daughter-in-law, though. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? That's all exactly what it means. I'm not going to become your daughter-in-law or anything like that because he'll be marrying into my family and getting our last name. And not only that, but he already told you he's cutting ties to you, right? Wait a sec. He's getting your last name? That's a lie, right? Tell me that's some kind of bad joke. Richie told me he doesn't want to share the same name with a family that only cares about people's education and nothing else. And once again, he doesn't want you in his life anymore either. So don't expect him to stick around with you anymore since he's going to be a part of my family now. I'm sure that you can see now that once he has my last name, his connection to you is pretty much gone, right? This has to all be a lie, right? He's my only child, Mindy. If he changes his last name to be your family's, then my family will be... This is what he wants to do. He's told me that he's had enough of you and that last time was in fact the last straw. The last straw? Did you even notice that for the longest time, ever since he was a kid, he's been upset with the choices you've made for him? You were the one that forced him to leave all his friends to go to some private high school, and then sent him to Harvard to study for something he never cared for. And not just things like that, but with his first girlfriend, you told her off even though she was going to be entering trade school and everything. But you didn't view that as a higher education and forced her to break up with him. I was just making sure that he ended up with someone who would match his level. And that ex-girlfriend of his turned out to become a very famous dress designer. She ended up going to a fashion trade school, and after that was taken on by a very famous wedding dress studio, where she's now working as a very well-paid tailor making dresses for all kinds of celebrities. Did you know that? That's bullcrap, right? And she's going to be the one making my dress for the day I get married to your son. Right now, she's happily married to a man that's given her a wonderful home to live in, and in return, she had 3 kids with him. And they are all living peacefully together. I get that it's important to have an education and everything like that, but when you have things like a great personality and a smart head on your body, you don't really have to worry about things like elite colleges and snotty things like that. I mean, Lorraine, have you even cared about anything else regarding your son besides his education? Of course I have. I'm his mom, after all. But you didn't know a thing about the company he was hired into, correct? Well, I just assumed that since he graduated from Harvard and was on a path to finding a great job for himself like his father, I didn't have to worry about what kind of company it is and who runs it. Well, just be aware that the money he's been sending you these past few years is going to stop as well. Huh? He's going to stop sending me my money? Your money? He said he's cutting ties to you, and that's what happens when someone cuts ties to someone else. But what's going to happen to me in my life then? Well, I'm not sure. But the two of us are going to get married, and shortly after that, we'll no longer really need to think about you anymore. It's not too late for me yet, right? It's okay for me to come over to your place now and come see you two, right? I'm going to make things right again between all of us. Make things right again? How's that supposed to work when things were never right to begin with? We were supposed to start out with everything being cool and just having a conversation amongst each other, but instead, you splashed me with ice-cold water and told me to get lost. And I am so sorry about that. I will make all of that up to you, I promise. I'm glad we were able to meet at least one time in person where we both got to see our true nature. Don't say one time, though. From now on, I want us to meet each other all the time. We told you that we're cutting ties to you, right? Which is unfortunate since we only just really met. But because of that, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. So, goodbye forever, Lorraine. Told Lorraine farewell, and then right after that last message, I blocked her number. And right after that, I deleted her contact information and everything. Richie did the same as me, and blocked both her number and deleted all her information. And ever since we both did that, we haven't had to worry anymore about her trying to get in touch with us again, and that's left us both with a lot of peace of mind. As of right now, Lorraine is living life without the money her son would send her, only being able to use the money her husband left her from now on. And as she's doing so, trying not to spend too much of the remaining money, she's been looking at old photo albums of her son and crying, thinking about the past she had. I guess now that she's pretty much lost the one thing that made the present so nice to her, she's going to have to live in the past forever now, with the younger version of Richie that she bragged about so much.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video. Hey you! Why didn't you just tell me that you're gonna be getting married? What's going on? You really should have told me that you were gonna be getting married before I found out on my own. How could you just hide this from me like this? I thought we were childhood friends, huh? Oh, hey Marilyn. It's been a long time, huh? Sorry that I wasn't able to message you sooner and let you know about it. But it wasn't like I was trying to keep it from you, you know? I was going to tell you. I was even getting ready to send you the wedding invitations later on, too. We were just so busy with all the preparations and whatnot. How could you invite me using a wedding invitation like that, Sharon? Come on, we're better than that. I thought we were super close friends, huh? You can't just go full lazy mode on me like that. We've grown up with each other like we were siblings, basically. You're basically a sister from another mister. I really feel like, with how close we were, it would make more sense for us to meet up and you just tell me in person about your wedding. I'm seriously sorry about that, Marilyn. I've just been incredibly busy with work and I haven't even been back to my hometown in a really long time. It's been years. You know how it is. When we get older, it starts being more difficult for us to just go home when you want. It's even harder to just meet up with your friends, you know? Oh, look at you, just blaming your work like any reasonable adult. Don't be like the rest of them, Sharon. I know you're better than that. You just wanted to hide the fact that you managed to score a really rich man, right? I know what you're thinking because we're close like that. My mom told me everything I need to know. She was happy to tell me. She said that you are engaged to a future CEO of a really huge corporation. Look at that. Moving up in the world, huh? You must be excited. He's also the only son, which means he's the first in line for taking over the company, right? I would be so excited if I were in your shoes. You're kidding. How does she already know that much about my fiancé? I don't get how word gets around that quickly. Ugh. I'm sure my mom has been talking a lot to your mom. That's probably how she found out. She's just too happy that her little daughter is finally going to be getting married. She won't shut up. She must be running around telling other people about our business. Ugh. I didn't give her permission. You can't just do me dirty like that, Sharon. I want to get married too, and especially to someone who's rich. You know how long it's been since I've even gone on a date? I want to find my own heir that's going to be taking me out to French places every night. You know, it's basically my childhood dream to marry someone rich so I don't have to work, right? I mean, I don't know what you expect me to do with that information, but you're really cute and bubbly, so I really don't think there's gonna be any issues finding the Mr. Perfect, right? I think you're looking too hard. That Mr. Perfect will be right around the corner and you'll run into him when you least expect it. Wait, you really think so? You were always the neighborhood idol. Everybody loved how cute you were and all the neighbors would just constantly talk about how you were the cutest thing around. I remember when we were in high school, there were all the boys who just kept talking to me and they only had one reason they would talk to me. It was because they knew that we had grown up together and if they got close to me, they would probably find a way to get closer to you. That's how popular you were. Someone who's that popular will be able to find someone to marry really quick. Just gotta try a little. Okay, I have a good idea then, Sharon. Why don't you just give me your fiancé, huh? That's a great idea. Then, I don't have to worry about trying to go find someone who's willing to marry me, and I also get to get married to someone who's gonna be rich like I've always wanted. Wait, what? Oh, come on, Sharon, don't be stingy. Share a little. I want to marry your fiancé. You have to let me steal your fiancé from you, okay? Because it's meant to be. You've always been so incredibly kind to me, Sharon. It's really unbelievable how kind you've been towards me. You won't have any issues handing over the love of your life to me, right? What the hell are you talking about, Marilyn? Are you okay? There's no way in hell that I'm gonna do that. It's not like he's just a trading card or something either. What? Come on. You said that I would be able to find Mr. Perfect right around the corner, right? Those were your words, not mine. You said that I could marry really quick. It wouldn't take me long if I just tried a little. Well, I tried a little and came to the conclusion that I want to marry your fiancé, okay? That's what I want. Share it to your adorable younger sister. Come on, you know you want to. Don't be stingy. That's not what I meant by you'll find someone if you just try a little. You completely misunderstood what I said. You really need to calm down and stop talking like a crazy person, Marilyn. You're starting to scare me, just a little bit, so go for a run or something. Sharon, you're so stingy. Why wouldn't you share? You used to always just share everything with me, give me things that I wanted, no matter what. There's not a chance in hell that I would possibly give you any human, let alone my own fiancé. No. I don't like this at all. Marilyn wants to get married too, and she wants to get married to someone who's incredibly rich. If you don't share your super rich, awesome fiancé with me, I'm gonna be really upset. I'm going to be so upset that I'm going to actually start to cry. I'm going to be crying so much that you're going to be in so much trouble, Sharon. You're going to really regret the fact that you didn't share your fiancé with me. I'm so sorry to bother you during your work hours, Terry. I just have something that I want to talk to you about. Well, actually, it's more something that I want to ask you for help about. Do you have a second to listen?
Yeah, what's up, Sharon? Oh, wait, hold on. Is there something going on about the wedding? I'm pretty sure I told them to contact me if anything was wrong.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of related to the wedding. Well, technically, I guess it's more related to marriage. I just figured I would talk to you before it came something bigger and got out of hand, you know? I want to keep an open line of communication between us. So, you remember that I was telling you about the girl I grew up with? We were childhood friends and we went to the same school and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that girl. What was her name? Marilyn? She knows your family and everything, right? Yeah, I remember. You said something about how she's like 2 years younger than you and you two grew up together, like you two were sisters or something. I'm really looking forward to meeting her at the wedding. You know how I love meeting all the important people in your life.
Yeah, so it's funny that you bring that up because that's the girl that I want to talk to you about. I want you to be careful around her, okay? I feel like she might say something. If she does decide to reach out to you, I want you to just ignore her. Her name is Marilyn, like you said, and if she says anything at all to you, then you just ignore her and let me know. You definitely can't reply to her, and you absolutely must not meet up with her, okay? You just ignore and let me know ASAP.
Wait, what? Why can't I reply to your friend, and why would your friend be messaging me?
Well, she's really cute, and I love her to death because we grew up together and whatnot, but her personality is a little weird to put it nicely. I don't like it. She kinda wants everything that I want, and she won't let it go. Every time I bought a new toy, she wants the same new toy. She just wants what I have. This time around, when she found out that I'm marrying you, she's suddenly all over it and talking about how she wants to marry you and how she wants me to give you to her.
Wait, hold on. She's saying that she wants to steal your fiancé?
Yeah, I know. I was pretty surprised too. I really wasn't expecting her to say anything like that. I was just expecting her to be really happy for my marriage or maybe be jealous of my wedding dress.
Okay, do me a favor and ignore that kind of nonsense from your brain ASAP, because there's no point in caring for people like that. I'm sure the truth of it is that she just misses you, and that is turning into somehow she wants to marry this new person. Maybe she's just confused. I'm sure she's just being emotional, no matter what it is, and she's just saying things that she doesn't really mean.
You know, I wish you were right, but I don't want you to underestimate Marilyn. Don't make that mistake. When she says that she wants something, she doesn't stop at anything until she is able to secure that thing. I don't think she's ever just given up once she set her eye on something. I've honestly been pretty annoyed and troubled by how I should handle that kind of thing since we were young kids.
Wait, are you serious? I thought you two were close friends.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was young and got a brand new toy, she wanted it. If I got any new clothes, she wanted it. It didn't matter what it was. If I had it, she wanted the same thing, or rather, she wanted my thing. At first, I was okay with sharing, but eventually, it started getting tiring of the same thing over and over, so I just started telling her that I couldn't share. When I started turning her down, she started crying every single time I would say no and kept bothering me until I eventually would just cave because she wouldn't stop crying. I mean, she really wouldn't stop until I said okay. She even started bringing in my parents into it and making a big deal out of it. You wouldn't believe the amount of determination this little girl had towards getting the exact same doll as me.
Yeah, okay, I'm starting to see how that's a little bit scary. The fact that she wants me that badly, though? I kinda get what you're starting to say here. You're saying that she might do whatever it takes to try and get me to marry her instead of you. That's what you're worried about, right? What she might do?
Yeah, I feel like one of the things she might do just to come at you head on and try to take you away. I don't know. You can call it a hunch from all of the experience I have with her. She's honestly one of the most cutest and attractive girls that I can think of off the top of my head, you know? She's got a really pretty smile, she's skinny, she's almost like some kind of actress or something in Hollywood. When I think about how a girl that cute is going to be going for you, I'm actually pretty worried too, you know? I mean, she's probably cuter than me, so...
Don't worry about it, Sharon. You're alright. There's no chance I would ever do anything to betray you. You're the love of my life, Sharon. I'll take your warning and use it from now on. If she ever decides to try to say anything, I'll remember what you said. I'll make sure that I just ignore her, and I'll do everything I can to make sure that I don't cause you any kind of headache, okay? So don't worry about it.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. I did it! I finally did it. Your fiancé? Yeah, he's mine now. He's all mine, and there's nothing that you can do about it, Sharon. I hope you regret not sharing. Your Mr. Perfect is now Marilyn's Mr. Perfect, and that's the way it's gonna be. Marilyn is gonna be Terry's perfect little wife and stays at home with him on the weekends. Wait, what? I really can't believe that you weren't willing to trade and share your fiancé with me. You used to be so kind when you were young, and now you're just keeping it all to yourself. You ignored me when I asked for his contact info too. Seriously, what has gotten into you, Sharon? Ugh. I don't know if you were going around all your contacts and telling them that you didn't want them to talk to me about the details or what, but your mom wouldn't tell me anything either. That's why it was super difficult for Marilyn to do this, but you should know that I did it. Hang on a second, Marilyn. What are you talking about? I need you to slow down and explain to me what you're talking about. Who's yours? You said that my fiancé is yours now? Terry? What are you going on about? I'm saying that Marilyn has taken your fiancé, Sharon. In other words, I'm going to be marrying your fiancé. Do you still not understand what I'm saying? It's your fault for not telling me anything. You have no idea how difficult you made it for me to find the contact info. I had to work so hard to try to figure out how to get in touch with him. Then, once I found his contact info, I said screw it and messaged him asking him to marry me instead of you. Then, you want to know what he said, Sharon? Terry said that he was going to marry me instead. I know, I was super excited too. Aren't you happy for me? He specifically said he didn't want you to be his wife. He wanted me, Marilyn, to be his wife. He specifically said me too. There was no beating around the bush. What are you talking about? Explain yourself. Oh, I'm saying that now I'm going to be able to live my dreams. I'm going to get married to a rich man. I'm going to enjoy the rich life to the fullest extent. You have no idea how much I look forward to doing this. Thank you. Wait, hang on, Marilyn. You're not answering any of my questions and you just kept moving forward. Are you saying that you're going to marry Terry? And when you say that, are you being serious or are you just messing around with me? What kind of question is that? Of course I wouldn't say this kind of thing as some kind of joke. This is not something that I would be joking around about. I'm super serious. Just think about me and my personality when we were kids. Have I ever lied to you about me wanting something? I've always gone straight for whatever I wanted and I've never rested until I got it. And trust me, there's nothing in this world that has ever stopped me from getting what I want. I mean, yeah, I know that's how you are, but... Yeah, so you understand then, right? I need you to just give up on Terry, okay? You're done. He's mine now, and there's no turning back. Terry is already head over heels for me, and starting today, we're gonna be living together. Isn't this all so exciting? I'm so happy that this is all happening so quickly. Wait, what? You're already living together? Yeah, could you believe it? He proposed to me, and then the very next day after he proposed to me, he was talking about moving in. And before I knew it, he already bought a huge room in a skyscraper for me and gave me the keys to the home saying it was our home. Wait, what? Some kind of skyscraper? Yeah, just so you know, it's not just a super regular room that you can find in some rich people neighborhoods. It's super special. He actually bought me this super high class room that only the finest people of society are able to even qualify to purchase. The view is great and the rooms are just impeccable. There's enough room to fit 10 families in there. I'm seriously impressed by how powerful this air is. According to what he said, the rent is like $20K a month, I think. I don't remember the small details. Wow, that really is some kind of incredible room that he bought you, huh? Never would believe it. Yeah, so thank you so much, Sharon. I don't think I ever would have found this if it wasn't for you. Although we always argue about it and whatnot, you seem to always end up giving me whatever I want if I argue and fought about it enough. Thanks to you being so kind to me, though. I'm one of the happiest women alive. I don't think there are any childhood friends who are this kind and convenient in the world. I must be super blessed. What? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. If you wanted, I can go ahead and invite you over to the house and show you around. Would you be interested in that? I could show you around the room that I'm gonna be living in, which is ironic because it was technically an apartment that you might have been living in. I mean, this apartment, all of the rooms, all of the furniture, and most importantly, all of Terry are mine now, but at the very least, I can show you the view from the rooms, right? I'm too kind to you. I feel like I should be rewarded or something. I really don't want to see that. I don't know what kind of world I would live in to see that. Anyway, Marilyn, I don't think you ever answered my question. Are you being serious when you're trying to marry my fiancé, Terry? You're not joking? I've been saying that I'm serious this whole time. What, you think I'm lying about living with him in this gigantic apartment? You'll understand when you see the apartment that this place is way too small for me to live alone. Terry and this life are all mine. The next person that's gonna be living in this apartment is me, Marilyn. Terry is right next to me, and he's gonna be living with me while we spend our lives together. You do realize that the house that we live in is a regular house, right? Wait, what? Yeah, and Terry? Terry is sitting right next to me right now. We're together. What? I'm sorry, Marilyn, but Terry and I, we've already put our marriage papers in. We did it a while ago. The wedding is probably going to be a ways down the line because, you know, his household situation isn't exactly simple or easy, but it's alright. We agreed that it would be okay for us to at least put in our papers for the marriage. And yeah, you're right. He did buy a place to live, but it's definitely not in some skyscraper, and I'm pretty sure it's only got 1 floor. Sorry to break it to you. I don't like rooms in skyscrapers anymore. I'm tired of them. I prefer a regular house with no extra floors and just a giant yard. I don't want to take an elevator to my house. That's what he was saying, so he went ahead and built us a house in the middle of the city. It's pretty big, though. In the middle of the city? A giant house with a yard and everything? Right now, we're both just kind of hanging out in our bungalow while looking out over a pasture of a yard. It's actually really relaxing, hearing the birds chirp. I'm sorry, but I have to ask you one more time. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself. Are you really going to marry my husband? Are you sure about that? Actually, the better question is who is right next to you right now? You said it was Terry, but it's most definitely not. Well, what do you mean? It's definitely Terry, right? The only reason that I'm with Terry right now is because I thought this was your fiancé, Terry, and I wanted to marry him, so it wouldn't make any sense for me to be with anyone else. Okay, I have a good idea. Maybe you should really recheck and check again who you're spending your time with right now. Alright, I'll see myself out right now. I don't know what to do, Sharon. I screwed up. It looks like Marilyn made a terrible, terrible mistake. This is all a huge misunderstanding. It turns out that this Terry just had the same first name and same last name and same middle name too. Wait, what? Are you serious? He says that he runs a business and he's got the exact same name as your fiancé. Literally all 3 of his names are the exact same. I don't know what's going on. I really thought that this Terry was your Terry because everything was identical. I mean, he literally runs his own company too. How was I supposed to know the difference? But apparently that was just some kind of a huge mistake, huh? I don't know what to do. Oh man, I think I remember Terry telling me something about that the other day. He said that in the States, or at least Texas, one of the most common names of business owners is Terry. That's why he works extra hard on his business cards because he doesn't want to be confused with the 5 million other Terrys who run companies in Texas. I don't believe this at all. I thought I was able to get the Terry, the one and only Terry that I wanted. But it turns out that this is just some random Terry that you aren't even engaged to. I just wanted to get married to your fiancé. What the hell, Sharon? Oh, come on, Marilyn. You don't need to get that upset about all of this. Think about it. Yeah, it's someone else, and yeah, it's not the Terry that I am engaged to, but that person is also a CEO, right? That's a fact. Doesn't that mean that you're going to be able to get rich by getting married to someone? You really don't have to worry about giving up your rich and lavish lifestyle either. It's a win-win. No, this isn't okay. It's not a win. I wanted to live a rich, lavish lifestyle, but that's not all I wanted to do. Yes, it's important. And yes, I love that I get to live a celebrity life, but that's not the key factor here. The biggest part and the most important thing about all of this is that I have to steal him from you. Don't you get it? If I don't do that, then I won't be able to feel accomplished, don't you understand? Where's the fun in that? Sense of accomplishment? Sense of fun? And you keep saying something like I'm gonna be rich and whatnot just because I got married to him, but I can't. This Terry, the one that's sitting next to me right now, is married. Do you understand what this means, Sharon? His wife is literally knocking on the door of the apartment, and we are in a serious situation. I don't know what the hell to do or how to handle all of this. Married? He's married? You've got to be kidding me, right? Your Terry has a wife? Oh my god, Marilyn. This is starting to look more and more like I was just being played with. Like I was just a Just a side chick. This apartment and a giant skyscraper? Yeah, apparently he didn't buy this room for me either. Who would have thunk, right? He's always had this room, and anytime this Terry decided to have a little fun with his newest side chick, he just lets them live here to pretend they're special. When you look around the room, you can see that there's some traces of a different woman living here. Honestly, it doesn't even take that much time to figure out. There are like 2 or 3 other makeup bags and facial packs that I've never seen before. Ah, so this is his little Playboy getaway room, huh? For all of his little playthings. Sounds like that Terry is quite the catch, and by catch I mean you might want to go get tested. I don't know what to do, Sharon. Help me! Am I gonna be getting sued by the wife? Is that what's gonna happen next? But come on! I didn't know that Terry had a wife, so I should be safe from any of the lawsuits, right? Like, that kind of ignorance should realistically grant you immunity from being sued? Yeah. I'm sorry, Marilyn, but I'm not sure about that. You thought that the Terry was my fiancé, Terry, right? Which means that you were dating that Terry under the pretense that you were trying to steal him from someone, right? I don't know how well your logic is going to be held up in court when you try to claim that you had no idea what you were doing and you were just trying to find true love. I don't know, Marilyn. This is all a little too complicated for me. Why don't you go talk to a lawyer and see what they say about this? Okay, great idea, Sharon. Who's going to be paying for the consultation fees for a lawyer? You realize how rude and terrible this Terry is? He said that I was just a side chick and that his real main chick is his wife. Can you believe the audacity of this guy? That's why he said that he's not going to help me out at all with any kind of legal fees or anything. He says that I'm used up and that he has no use for me, so I need to leave by tomorrow. He just threw me away like I was just garbage that he didn't need. What the hell? Yeah, it sounds like that Terry is pretty shitty, unlike my husband Terry. My Terry is actually incredibly nice and loves me and takes care of me. Please, I'm begging you, Sharon. I need you to save me and get me out of this mess. You got married to the heir of the huge corporation, right? That means that you have more than enough money to go around. At the very least, you can help me out with the legal fees that I'm gonna have to pay for this, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, Marilyn, but you're insane if you think that I'm gonna be paying anything for you. Anyway, good luck with everything going forward. I'll talk to you another day, maybe.
Hey Sharon, do you have a sec? I think I figured it out. I'm like 99% sure I know which Terry Marilyn said she was dating. I don't know for sure, but it really fits the description. When you said that the guy has the exact same name, first, middle, and last, is the CEO of some kind of business and loves to fool around outside of his marriage, I just kinda knew. Apparently this Terry is pretty infamous for being a lavish and pretty unfaithful dude. And he's a CEO too. So I'm pretty sure that's not something to be happy about.
Man, there are definitely some rotten Terrys out there, huh? He's got a wife and he's still going out, finding women to sleep with him so that he has an extra room rented out just to sleep with them. Honestly, I was pretty mad about her whole attitude, but at this point, I'm feeling a bit bad for her.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. Even as a man, I can't really believe that someone would do that to his wife. But apparently he's not really able to be fooling around anymore. This is just a word on the street, but apparently his wife actually said that she was going to get a divorce, and he suddenly snapped out of it. The worst part of all this was he was actually married into her side of the family and took her name of the marriage. The company that Terry is running right now is actually originally his wife's parents' company to begin with. He just inherited it after he got married to her.
Wait, hold on. So the second that she divorces him, he's gonna be terminated as CEO?
Yeah, apparently he was chased out of his own home and he's just as broke as the rest of us. Probably worse, actually. So if you ever do get the chance to talk to Marilyn again, you should just talk to her and let her know about all what I just told you. She should be happy. That Terry has no money or dignity, and if she still wants to marry him right now, I'm sure he would have no issues marrying her. Although, she'll probably be richer than him.
Yeah, I guess I'll let her know if I ever see her again. This is too perfect. Sharon, please. I need your help right now. I'm being sued by that other Terry's wife. She's demanding that I pay for damages. But I don't have any money at all. I definitely don't have any money to hire a lawyer for any kind of trial. I'm just going to lose and end up having to pay her a prosperous amount of money in damages. I don't want to just shut up and bend over for this lady. I don't want to pay for any kind of damages without a fight. Oh, perfect timing, Marilyn. I was really hoping that you would text me soon. You're gonna struggle a little bit with the damages and being sued or whatever, but I have good news for you. You remember your Terry, right? The guy you wanted to marry, but he was just playing around with you so you couldn't marry him? Well, apparently, he got a divorce. So if you're still interested, you can marry him. Good one, Sharon. Who the hell wants to marry some guy with literally no money and lies through his teeth? I want to get married to some serious money, do you understand? The perfect scenario for me is to get married to your man. Hopefully he's rich too. If you want to keep being stupid like that, then you need to get your Terry to agree to divorce you and come marry me. That's what you should be doing right now. Oh my god, you're still going on about that, huh? Even after all of this, you haven't learned your lesson. What? You always gave me stuff when I asked for it. You always ended up caving in the end. But then, you have yourself an heir to the throne and you want to keep him all to yourself? Gross! We grew up together like we were basically sisters. I remember when you were still 7 years old and picked your nose. You need to do the same thing that you did when you were that old and just share everything the second I ask for it.
Hey, can you go ahead and do me a favor and stop trying to take advantage of her kindness like that? You really need to cut that shit out. In fact, I would really appreciate it if you just cut all ties with her. Don't ever talk to her again. Would you be able to do that for me?
What? Who is this?
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm the real husband of your best friend. It sounds like you've been doing your best to give Sharon a headache because you keep saying that you want to get married to me. Something about you want her things?
Oh my god, no way! You're serious? The real thing? I want you to get married to me right now.
Yeah, there's no chance in hell I would ever marry someone like you. You've always bothered Sharon like that, always taking her things away from her, always just taking advantage of her kindness. Don't worry though. I took the liberty of talking to your parents about everything this time around. They know about everything you've done. I also went ahead and took screenshots of all the conversations that you've been having with her and then printed those conversations. They have those to look at too.
What the hell did you just say?
Yeah, Sharon is a really kind woman. I've always admired her for being that kind, and it seems like she's always been that kind. You seem to have been taking advantage of that fact for the longest time from when you were young too. She's always said that if she just keeps everything to herself and gave you what you wanted, everything would be fine. Or that she couldn't do anything because your families got along with each other. Well, it turns out that she's still under the impression that she can't say anything against it. So I'm gonna handle this as her husband. I've taken control of the situation and your parents have been informed.
What the hell are you doing, Terry? Why would you do that to me? What are you gonna do when our relationship is ruined because of you, huh? We've been childhood friends since we were children, and you're ruining it. Even our parents have got along with each other from since we were super young.
Having a little bit of a hiccup in your relationship or your parents losing their jobs, which one would you rather have happen? Go ahead and take your time, I'll wait.
What?
Yeah, I really did think that the whole coincidence with the same name CEO and everything was interesting, but there's another coincidence that I want to talk about. Your parents? Yeah, they work at a small company that works in conjunction with one of my parents' companies back in my hometown. Who would have thunk, right? We live in such a small world. We're all kind of connected.
What? You're being serious?
Yeah, and that's why both of your parents were both on their knees begging me to forgive them for your stupidity and selfishness. They said they'd make sure that you were never able to see me or mine ever again, and they'd be shipping you off to the middle of nowhere, Alaska. They promised me that they would take care of it.
What? Did you just say Alaska?
Honestly, I'm really glad your parents were so understanding about the whole thing, you know? It seems like they're already getting everything ready for you to move to middle of nowhere, Alaska, to go kick it with the polar bears. I'll be able to live my life comfortably with Sharon. Maybe we'll have a couple of mojitos together watching over our brand new lawn in the city.
Wait, just hang on a second. What are you talking about? Marilyn moving to the middle of nowhere, Alaska? I don't want to move. I'm not gonna do that. Do you understand? I don't want to move, so I'm not gonna.
You know, you're kind of more interesting than I thought. You really think you're in a position right now to be able to voice your opinion over what happens next?
Huh?
You know, it's really up to you if you want to dream about getting married to some kind of heir or something, but when you think about going for the biscuit, you have to think about the risks you might be taking too. What are you going to do if you ever decide to piss off the heir to a multi-trillion-dollar company, huh? Have you ever thought about that? What do you think that kind of person would be capable of doing to you?
Oh, I didn't.
You know, I've never been one to use my parents' company or my position in the company to get what I wanted. But when it comes to protecting the people I love, then the whole story changes. I will use my connections, my power, my company, my family, you name it. You know that heirs to the throne are capable of stomping you out just like you're some kind of ant, right? We don't just live in fancy apartments and sniff our own farts.
I'm sorry. Please stop. I'll move to the middle of nowhere, Alaska right away. I promise. I'm packing my things right now. So I'm begging you, please let my parents continue working at their company. They have nothing to do with any of this. Marilyn was moved to the middle of nowhere, Alaska, to live with some of her distant relatives who apparently happened to be Eskimos. Her Eskimo relatives weren't too happy. But they were okay with the fact that they would have an extra hand helping out around the dairy farm that they have. She's currently working day in and day out, covered in cow manure. She's earning her pay to make sure she can pay off the agreed upon amount for the damages that she is being sued for. Afterwards, I was able to have a wedding ceremony, and I live happily with my husband and I. It's really difficult living in a really big house because you have to clean up everything, and the yard is really huge too, so you have to take care of the lawn. You have to take care of his things too, so it's busy, but I'm going to keep working hard to support him going forward. Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Man, I can't believe it's been all this time since we've seen each other and you're still just as ugly as ever. Your makeup looked terrible and your clothes were some of the ugliest things I'd ever seen. But then again, I don't even know what would look good on someone like you. And if you were trying to start a trend with your look, well, let's just say that I wouldn't hold my breath.
Excuse me, but who is this and how did you get this number?
You mean that in addition to being so ugly, you also have a barely functioning memory as well? I can't believe that you could ever forget a showstopper like me. You really don't remember who I am? I'll give you a hint. I was the popular and prettiest girl at high school.
Wait a second. This wouldn't happen to be Carla, would it? Wow, I haven't thought of you in ages.
Well, it has been a whole 10 years since you and I graduated high school. But even so, I knew exactly who you were when I saw you walking in the street. You really are still the same ugly, drab person you've been since we were classmates. You were wearing that dress and walking around downtown with some big dumb smile on your face.
And that's a bad thing? Also, I'll let you know that that dress I was wearing was a gift from my boyfriend, and I really like it.
Wait a second. Did you just say boyfriend? That can't be right.
No, it is right. In fact, we're actually engaged to be married. Our wedding is actually going to be next month, if you must know.
Wait, you're serious? You're really going to get married?
That's right. We've been dating since college and he proposed to me a couple of months ago.
You have got to be kidding me. There's no way that a girl like you is really going to get married. And before me, that's just, it's unacceptable.
You mean that you still aren't married either? Huh. That's funny. I would have guessed that someone would have snatched you up right away. In fact, I remember you having an older boyfriend when we were in school, right?
Yeah, but him and I didn't last long after graduation. Apparently, he was just a creep, only interested in high school girls.
You're kidding me. Who would have guessed that from an adult dating high schoolers?
I know, right? But anyways, I've forgotten all about him, and now I'm looking for my Mr. Right. But now you're telling me that you're going to be married before I am? Isn't that ridiculous? Why can't I find someone who wants to marry me? You need to break up with your boyfriend right now.
Carla, please don't be ridiculous. I mean, what does it matter what order people you haven't seen since high school get married? Besides, you really think I would break up with him when I just said we were engaged?
I don't want to hear it. You're nothing but an ugly nobody. There is no way that some loser like you is seriously going to get married before I do. That's just unacceptable.
Well, I really don't know what to tell you, Carla.
Well, let me tell you that this really pisses me off. You've always gotten under my skin ever since high school, you know that? You always just make me feel gross, and you're a creep and ugh!
Yeah, well, imagine how I feel. I mean, you show up in my life after 10 years and you bully me just like you did in high school. Not only that, but you really thought you could just ask me to break up with my fiancé.
Well, that's because I can't let you get married before me. I'm supposed to be the star of the show, not you. You can't beat me in this. Hey, Diane, are you there? I was just curious if something happened between you and Carla recently. She keeps talking about how upset she is that you're getting married to everyone she knows.
You have got to be kidding me. What is her deal?
Yeah, she actually just reached out to talk to me even though we haven't talked since high school. She demanded that I tell her everything about your boyfriend to her since she knows that you and I are still friends.
She does? But how does she know that when we haven't talked in so long?
Yeah, I don't know, but I got kind of a bad feeling just from talking to her, so I thought I should warn you to be careful. Because apparently she's been reaching out to everyone from high school trying to gather what intel she can on Liam. I guess she really is upset about you and him being so close to getting married or something.
Well, I figured that much, but what I want to know is why. Of course I have some idea. I think she is letting herself get way hung up on the fact that I'm getting married before she is. Or maybe she's just looking for ways to put me down for being with Liam.
But I don't get it. Why would she want to do that? How does she even know about Liam?
Well, actually, the other day she must have seen me in town and started messaging me. I didn't even see her at all, but I guess she must have recognized me. She started saying rude things about what I was wearing and how I looked. The usual Carla play, you know.
You're kidding me. That's crazy that she recognized you.
Yeah, but then I happened to mention that I was getting married, and then she totally went off about how she's the main character of whatever delusion she lives in her head. And she kept getting angrier and angrier at me. She even demanded that I break up with Liam.
Are you serious? Man, she sounds like a real nut. But then again, I think she's always been kind of this way. Even in high school, she was always calling herself the star of the show or whatever. But it's been a whole decade since we've graduated.
I know, but I guess she still just hasn't grown up and is more than happy to look down on people from back then. So I guess that's one reason why she was upset about me getting married. Anyways, she's got to be looking for a way to put me down, and that's probably why she's digging into Liam. She just wants to know the best ways to get under my skin and bully me more.
Well, then I think you should probably tell Liam to keep a low profile for the time being, no? I mean, if Carla found out that you were engaged to a CEO, I think she would flip her lid.
Yeah, I really don't think that would go well for anyone if that happened. But what do you think I should do?
Okay, I have an idea. You should send me a photo of Liam.
Wait, what? Why would I do that?
send us a photo of the night the three of us went out drinking. You know, when we ended up staying out all night. Liam looks like a complete mess, so if I use that photo, I might throw Carla off his trail a bit.
That's a great idea. She'll get the entire wrong idea about him that way. Plus, there's no way she would guess that he's a CEO by looking at a photo like that.
I don't think anyone would ever think that of him in that photo. But anyways, she'll probably just make fun of you dating someone like that, and then she'll probably leave you alone after she feels better about herself.
Zara, you are seriously a genius. This is a great idea.
Well, I just think that if you tried to hide Liam somehow, that it would just drive someone like Carla to search even harder for him. So I'll just tell her that I found this photo of us and explain that he's your fiancé. I'm sorry that I have to show Liam in that state to someone outside of our group, but...
Yeah, it's no problem. Whatever gets Carla to leave me alone and stay out of my life.
Tisk, 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 Diane. I really hoped that you might be able to impress me. But I doubt there's going to be a single person wanting to show up to your sad excuse of a wedding. I saw a photo of you and your fiancé, and let's just say that you really know how to pick 'em.
Sorry, what do you mean no one is going to come to my wedding?
Well, I know that you're getting married today. You even sent invitations out to all the girls from high school, didn't you? But that's why I made my wedding day today as well. And obviously, they're going to want to come to mine instead of yours. So you're not going to have a single old classmate at your wedding.
Wait, what? You mean that you're going to be getting married today too? But I thought you said that you were single just a couple of months ago?
I was, but then I found a boyfriend who said he wanted to marry me. It was the best way to not lose to you.
So you mean you've already found someone that you want to marry so quickly?
What can I say? When I really put my mind to it, I can make the men flock to me like nothing. And that's what makes me a cut above all the boring girls like you. I just give off an aura of superiority that all the best men recognize. All I had to do was download one of those apps, and I had men lined up asking me on dates.
I see. So you really don't want me to get married before you that badly, huh?
Well, of course. I told you that I'm the star of the show, didn't I? And that means that I would never let myself be beaten by a loser like you. But there are so many weddings happening around now that today was the only day that I could get. I wanted to try and do it yesterday to really beat you, but oh well.
Why do you keep saying that you're the main character? What are you the main character of? I don't understand that at all. Besides, it's been 10 years since we last even talked to each other. Why are you still acting like you're in high school?
Sounds like exactly the kind of sore loser talk that I expected to come out of you when you found out I was going to beat you. But you'll have plenty of time to think about your sad life when no one shows up to your wedding.
Excuse me? Why are you being so rude?
Let me tell you a little something. My fiancé is a lawyer. He's handsome and rich, and he's nothing like your slob of a fiancé. But of course, I'm not surprised that you're marrying a guy like that. At least you know not to date men out of your league. With a guy like that, I bet he has a really lame job too. He probably is flipping burgers while my fiancé is out making millions every year. Your fiancé wouldn't even be good enough to polish my fiancé's shoes.
Are you sure about that? I really don't know.
You have to be kidding me. You really think that your man measures up to mine? Well, we'll just see about that when everyone from school shows up to my wedding and not yours. Then you'll eat your words, you fat, ugly cow.
Carla, I just want you to know that everyone is laughing at you right now.
What's that supposed to mean? Who is laughing at me, huh?
I mean, I can't believe that you went and got engaged just to get married before I do. Not only that, but that you really tried to plan your wedding for the same day as mine to snipe the people from our school away from my wedding? And in the end, you even reached out to me just to try and brag about this all. Everyone at my wedding is just cracking up at how completely unhinged you are.
Tell me who you're talking about. Who is laughing at me? I want to know right now.
who do you think I'm talking about? I mean, all the girls from high school, of course. They all came to my wedding, not yours.
No, that can't be right. You're lying.
I'm not. And I'm afraid the only one who's going to have a very lonely wedding is you, Carla. Meanwhile, I'll be here surrounded by friends and family having a great time. But honestly, that just makes me pity you even more.
Now, you hold on there just 1 second. You're telling me that everyone from high school is at your wedding right now? But that can't be right. Don't they know that I'm the star, the main character? This can't be happening. They should all be here with me, not you.
Well, I did send my invitations out first and they already RSVP'd to mine. So I don't really know what you expected to happen by putting your last-minute wedding the same day as mine. Everyone had already chosen to go to mine before you were even engaged.
But that still doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, don't they know that I'm the main character? They should all be here cheering me on and helping me celebrate. Just like in high school when I suggested that we do a bake sale and sell stuff at a booth to raise money for our team. I was the star then. Everyone loved my idea.
Yeah, well, it helps when you were already trying to make yourself the center of attention in class anyways. But just because you were popular then doesn't mean that people are going to do what you say now. Besides, if anything, people probably just thought that you were being bossy back then.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean that you were always calling yourself the main character or something. You do realize how that is basically hurtful to everyone that isn't you, right?
But I still don't understand. Was I wrong to say that or something?
We all went to a private school that was very strict about us keeping our grades up. Everyone at the school worked very hard in class and in their clubs. I'm not even sure if I can say that you were good at planning events since everyone was much more focused on their schoolwork and didn't really care.
That's right. Everyone at school were a bunch of nerds, and so it's no wonder I was so popular with all the boys there. I was the only girl who put any care into her appearance, and that's why everyone loved being around me.
You really have a selective memory if you think you were the only pretty girl at school. As for your fundraising ideas, I think everyone was just grateful that you were taking it upon yourself to handle all of it.
What is that supposed to mean?
I already told you that nobody cared for the events much, and so you basically just did the work that we would have otherwise begrudgingly have had to do. But being grateful that someone does your work for you doesn't mean that everyone was looking up to you.
I don't get it. That can't be right. Everyone thought that I was the star, right?
For the last time! Nobody even knew what you meant when you said that! But anyways, like I said, everyone in school was focused on their studies and nobody really cared about being popular, except you. Literally everyone in school just thought you were so annoying, really.
Wait, what? They thought I was annoying, but that can't be right at all.
Well, it is. And to be honest, I kind of figured that no one would be going to your wedding even then.
This can't be happening. I thought that everyone loved me. I was certain that people would choose me over you. I was the most popular girl in the whole school. I was the star, the main character, the prima ballerina, the head honcho, the top girl, the boss hog, the big kahuna, the alpha and omega.
Wow. You seriously have some issues, Carla. I mean, if you really think that, then wow. That's all I can say. But I do remember even when we were seniors, you would always go on and on about how you were going to get married as soon as you graduated.
Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about at all. I was pretty and I was popular and people are at your wedding now? But I know that as soon as it's over, they are all going to come flocking to my wedding.
Carla, you have to stop this. You were being ridiculous.
Shut up, you don't get to tell me how to act. My wedding is going to be 1,000 times better than your wedding. My lawyer fiancé is funding it all, and he spent a ton of money on this.
But why would they go to your fancy wedding when they're already at my wedding?
What are you talking about? You don't have a fancy wedding. Your husband is a slob.
On the contrary, he is actually the CEO of his own business, and while I don't like to brag about money, he does make quite a bit.
But that can't be. Zara showed me the picture of him, and he looked like a total slob.
Well, I think anyone would when they've spent all night drinking like we had that night. But I take it that you've heard of Liam Patel, right?
Liam Patel? As in that big tech guy that's on all the magazine covers and stuff?
The one and the same, and as of today, I am officially Mrs. Patel.
But that can't be right. Hold on, let me search him real quick. No way. It really is him. How did this happen? How did he end up with a total basket case like you?
I already told you we met in college and have been dating ever since.
But that can't be right. He should be with a girl like me, not you.
Well, I don't really know what to tell you, but I hope that this serves as a wake-up call. Get some therapy and leave me alone already.
Hey, you can't talk to me like that. I'm the main character. I say when we stop talking. Diane, you get back here right now and talk to me. Diane!
The next day, I got messages from Carla begging me for help. It turns out that her so-called lawyer fiancé was actually a faker. He had failed the bar exam and was nothing but your run-of-the-mill office worker. Apparently, he was hoping to trick Carla into marrying him since he also thought that she was wealthy because she was always wearing designer clothes. The truth is that he barely had a cent to his name and certainly couldn't afford the wedding. I heard that she ended up suing him for marriage fraud, but that it didn't really end up going anywhere on some legal technicality. I haven't heard from Carla since then. But, according to some old friends, she ended up moving to a different state to start a new life after being humiliated on her wedding day. I can't really say that I pity her after the way she treated me and those around her. But by the time everything wrapped up, I was happily married to Liam and got through the whole affair unscathed. So I guess all I can say is really, all's well that ends well.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.